I'll go first. Response, Abhibi, it's the first week. So far it's been encouraging, and because we've tried something जो थोड़ा normally आप नहीं देखते हैं in terms of character जैसे build किया गया है, narrative जैसे flow करता है. So overall quite overwhelming अभी के लिए. तानिया, you want to say something?
तानिया, क्या कॉम्प्लीमेंट्स मिल रहे हैं आपको किरदार के लिए, क्योंकि हमने देखा बहुत शेड्स है इस किरदार के.
जी, तो जैसा आपने कहा एग्जैक्टली जैसे सर कह रहे थे कि वी हैव बीन गेटिंग अ लॉट ऑफ encouragement from people as to how the characters are being built up and how the story has built up. So it's really heartwarming ki yes, it was a gamble. We were, I was sold when I read the script, when I read the story, but still mounting this character was a huge responsibility, and so far the response has been very positive. People have received it with so much love, and I mean Nina's character is getting so much love, so it's really heartwarming.
So how was your experience as a Meenakshi, and tell us about that and what preparation you have gone through for this character?
How was the experience being Meenakshi? I think one word definitely comes to mind is different. It is nothing like the characters I have done or like me at all. When I watch the show also now, there's a very different energy to that character which I did not know I was capable of. So thank you to the creators. Thank you Arindam sir, thank you Devaloy sir for pushing me into that direction. And when I read it only, the one thing that was very attractive about her is that she's very flawed. And she accepts that. Meenakshi has that self-awareness कि हाँ मुझ में खामियाँ हैं पर मैं हूँ और मैं ऐसी ही हूँ. So accepting those flaws and becoming that person who doesn't have that guard around her ki oh she has to be perfect. But she isn't picture perfect. She doesn't even put up a show that she is an affable character, but there is still something about her that can really draw you to her. Like one of the characters says also, Dr. Naya's character, that there's something about that girl that makes you do things, and that was the same for me. There was something about that character that just made me do things. Like it wasn't scripted. The character, yes, there is a basic foundation that we had, but what we were creating with Meenakshi was a lot of it was done on ground, like as we were going into the scenes, like yeah, you know what, try this, try that, and so it was great being off script and just being able to play around with that character.
But Tanya, this is completely different from the work that you have already done. So as an actor, a person thinks twice to get on that shoes. कि हम उसमें सफल हो पाएंगे या नहीं. Were there any second thoughts before venturing into the project?
Not at all. Actually, that was the thing that drew me in. I was like, I really want to break my character. I don't want to keep playing shades of Tanya. And this was also a shade of Tanya that I never really thought about, or I never really gave myself the chance to, grow into. And with Meenakshi, I got that chance ki you won't necessarily be the most liked person in the room, yet you draw that authority. You sort of demand that presence in the room. When you walk in, people look at you, people listen to you, and I respect that about her. That she is just who she is, and for me that was the best thing about playing Meenakshi, that she was nothing like I have ever done.
Yes, please continue.
I think the way Meenakshi is probably not somebody, a young girl, and what we are trying to do on screen is not making the audience fall in love with her. Yeah. She's the way she is. She's flawed. She goes and makes mistakes, and largely that's what she does, making mistakes. But she takes on the world, and the world which is dominated by men, a world which is dominated by rules. She takes that on. I think she's badass. She's nasty.
Yeah.
She's not likable, but I think she's all heart.
Yeah.
And that's really where the character is.
Also, sir, it is looking larger than life. So, as a creator, tell us about your experience and what you have gone through as a creator for the preparation.
So it's been a very, very difficult show to mount. Nobody knows that we wrote this show much before the pandemic. Yeah, much before COVID even hit. So it almost predicted the pandemic. Yeah, not a good thing to say, but my interactions with this world of science gave me this sense that anything can go wrong anytime. Yeah, and that's what made me write this. And then it went through all the troubles of COVID, the waves and the multiple waves and stopping and starting, and then when it got finally shot, then it got into whether should we mention COVID, not mention COVID, put it in pre-COVID, put it in post-COVID, and all those things happened. But one thing that we tried to capture is that in this particular world of science, like in many other worlds of science, things just can go wrong. Yeah, and that's really what the first season's plot is about. But for us, it is not so much the plot; it is the character of Meena. Yeah, and if you look at long-running detective stories, not just on screen, but in books and other forms of media, you will realize that the plot becomes unimportant beyond the point in time. It is really the detective who drives it forward. And what we tried to create is this young girl who's taking on the world, as I said, and moving forward. What I tried to create was, and in my mind, the young girls are the heroes of the future, and almost a kind of an inspiration for girls who are growing up, saying that they can take on the world, they can break the rules, and when you're breaking the rules, you're not necessarily doing bad things. When you're breaking the rules, you're also doing good things, but you can take it on. And that's why Tanya, really, this frail girl who can take it on, and I think she's gone deep inside Meena, and with all Meena's vulnerabilities, her strengths, her making mistakes, plodding through things, not knowing what detection is all about, because she's not really a detective, but hopefully post this experience she'll grow into one.
Right. Also, sir, have you not planned the theatrical release of this film?
This is a series, so
That sounds like a good idea.
how,
Any plans to
take
as I
it-
mentioned, it's larger than life, so any plans to make it
into a film? No plans right now. Right now the plan is to reach as many people with the show that has been put together, and try and see if we can take Meena and her spirit to the world.
Maybe some other project or that kind of a cinema where detective